Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
the Guru, back again. But for the first time in Azerbaijan, we've got a light heavyweight main event between Jamahal Sweet Dreams Hill and Khalil Rountree, who I don't remember his nickname. But before we can get into this fantastic card, honestly, this is a banger for the first time in Azerbaijan. Before we can get into that, we have a very, very special guest in the house. Make sure you're checking out his website, don't do that. It's the MadLabMMA.com. Make sure you're checking out the Dog or Pass podcast with Dan Tom. And of course, MadLab MMA. Good to have you on, brother. Pleasure to meet you. What's going on?
Nothing, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm a fan of you guys. I like the stuff that you put out. I'm really excited to do the show. Jersey in the house. That's even makes me more comfortable and happy.
Jersey, baby.
Couple Jersey guys. You have no idea. Being here in California, they have no idea what good food is, dude. The pizza here is insulting. You can't find any Italian delis anywhere. I'm being serious here, bro. So I'm sorry. I feel like I'm at home with you guys.
Do you feel like the thing that's maybe even worse than the pizza is the bagels?
Oh, bagels are terrible, bro.
Right. Like you cannot, like pizza, I feel like you can maybe get away with occasionally, but like it's still not a New York slice, a New Jersey slice.
No,
but
it's different, bro. It's different. They don't have the slices like we have, like those normal slices. Everything is like they're almost like Sicilian slices. They're Napolitan style, but they're cut in half. So you order one and it's two. And they're decent, but it's not like fucking back home. You can go to, every block, you get a good slice of pizza.
True.
Here,
forget about it. You got to travel.
They don't got that gabagool.
Hey, but you got the In-N-Out, which is fire.
Yeah, it's getting old, bro.
Need a nice
you know what's funny about In-N-Out, though? I'll tell you a quick story about In-N-Out. So after the events, after the fights are over, every Saturday, if it's a good night, if we have a good night, I'll get in my car at like 10 o'clock. I'll stop at In-N-Out to treat myself.
I love that.
That's
double animal style, baby.
I am hoping this is an In-N-Out type of night. UFC Baku, Azerbaijan. We're here live every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern. Just like Forrest said, on time, every time. Never late. Don't you dare ever criticize. Because how could we ever not be right at 8 o'clock? Hell yeah, Daz. Appreciate you joining too. The best bets, the best guests, always free picks. We're bringing you MadLab MMA. Does it get any better than this? Let's find out. We are in Baku with Sweet Dreams Are Made of These. Jamahal Hill, Mr. Sweet Dreams himself, versus now, Guru, you're right. I can't think of his nickname. So we went Khalil Roadhouse, Rountree. No, you don't like it? Not with all the roundhouse kicks, like Roadhouse.
Yeah, and I mean, I knew where you went with it. It's just like, it
Right,
doesn't really move the needle.
Well, we'll see if this fight moves the needle. I'm afraid, are we going to
wait? So by the way, sorry, already to be annoying and cut you off.
There you go.
I didn't say my favorite thing because I wasn't sure. This is a title contender eliminator. No,
it's not. No, it's not.
No.
Because Jiri's next. Jiri's next.
Yeah, but there's other options.
Yeah, you can't. You can't because he's on a.
You're right. These guys are probably one away.
You know what I mean? He just had a title shot, so yeah, they're one or two away for sure.
And they weren't like close.
That's why I didn't say it at first.
Yeah, you made a good distinction. Now, we bring you minus 108 Hill. If you were there earlier in the week, you could have had plus money. I did not. Khalil Rountree Jr., now he's getting a minus 112. There's been a lot of buyback on the line. I think Rountree opened as the dog, swung his way. Now we're back to even money. That seems to be where we'll end up. I'm not really sure we ever see plus money again on either guy here. And I think there's a lot of questions on either side. There's a lot of volatility in the type of performances we've seen from each of these fighters in their previous matchups in the last few outings. And even when Khalil Rountree is looking his best against Alex Pereira, you kind of have to question how much the short notice, how many times Alex stepped up to bat to take a main event on a pay-per-view. How many times that happens, and you might have a bad couple rounds to start off versus Khalil. Now in this fight, you better hope you're not seeing knee sleeves Jamahal Hill because he might be having some sweet dreams if that's the case. And Khalil, if he comes out like he did against Marcin Prachnio, you're not going to be having a good time with a ticket on Khalil Rountree. So each of these guys within, a very recent memory has shown you, what, maybe I'm not going to fully trust them. But if this fight takes place with both their guys at the best of their abilities, I think Khalil is going to be way more dangerous in the early going. And Hill has not really shown me the defensive capabilities that he needs to. What he has shown me is he can do anything he wants from a pace and output perspective. But even against Yuri, we can see he just doesn't see it coming a few times. And that's what makes me worried is that Khalil, he throws in combination. He can throw a kick at any level, followed up by a left or a right hand in either stance. He can step through his strikes. And at his best, this is a violent man. So I'm assuming that we're going to get the best of Khalil Rountree. And in that case, he is my pick. But I wouldn't be surprised either way if either of these guys decides to show up and not give their best performance. So if we see Khalil plus money again, maybe you could tickle my fancy. But I would take a more of a round 1, round 2, round 3 knockout grouping on FanDuel. And that would be the way I'd be looking to play it. Guru, what are you thinking here?
I've been thinking a lot of different things. I really have.
MadLab minus 300 inside the distance versus both of us in a handicap match.
12 years.
Pretty good.
Honestly, I took a little stab on Jamahal Hill at plus 100 just to kind of see how I feel. I don't know. I don't really love – I love the matchup from an entertainment perspective. I don't necessarily love it from a gambling perspective. If I'm being honest, though, as I really look over some of these stats – hey, stop yelling at me. As I look over these stats here, the that's crazy. The durability aspect, I feel like is a bit overblown, even possibly for both fighters. But when you look at the striking output, I mean, Jamahal Hill is just, pace, the differential, shit, even the striking defense. So striking defense is kind of similar in that regard, but just the way in which that they're eating strikes is just different. I don't really know what to think. I was really kind of thinking an under, but I don't know. The guys are much more, they're not as, when you're fighting Yuri Prohaska and Alex Pereira, these guys are absolute killers. And while I respect Rountree and Hill from both a power and striking perspective, I kind of think that they set more of a sparring pace. I think it's a little bit more pitter-patter. I think that they get comfortable, find a sweet spot. And the more I really think about it, the more I think it goes over, i.e. Glover Teixeira, Dustin Jacoby, right? I mean, this is not Carl Robertson, Modestas Bukauskas. This is not Thiago Santos, Jimmy Crute. I think that these guys are both durable, and I think that they both know what's on the line here. So I kind of now am leaning towards an over, whereas if you had asked me earlier in the week, I was thinking under. But over 2.5 at minus 104, or if I can just look at fight to start round 4 in general is plus 120. All I have to do is get to championship rounds. I mean, how would you be handicapping this fight if it was a 3-round fight? Would you be sure that the fight wasn't going the distance then? I don't know. I kind of like the over, but I will definitely be clenching my butt cheeks for 15 minutes.
Mike, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, it's hard for me with this one because this is a fight, this is a main event that if you guys are, gambling the entire card, right? This is a fight where sometimes you sit back and you don't pull the trigger until the card starts to ascend a little bit. So you can see, am I up units? Am I down units? So I have some units to play with. It's that kind of a fight. It's that kind of a fight where there's really no right or wrong answer. We could sit here, we can argue for a half hour on who we think is going to win. But the fact of the matter is it's that close of a fight because there's so many details involved. The one thing I will say about Jamahal Hill is I am guilty of not thinking he's as good as people think he is. I think he's talented. I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's as good as everybody has labeled him to be. I think he's got decent boxing. He uses his leg kicks well when he needs to use them. But there's not a left hand that guy has never not eaten. He literally, he's a magnet for the left hand. He doesn't learn his lesson. While his offensive boxing is really good, he keeps his head really high. His chin is on the shelf. He doesn't know how to take his head off the center line. So he's there to be hit. he's very, and when you get a guy like Khalil Rountree who kind of, he does exactly, this is where the over and under gets interesting. He does exactly what you think he's going to do. He's got that like Muay Thai style where he kind of waits for his moment, but then he kind of does the Thiago Santos and he surges in, and he just throws like, and if he clips you one of them shots, I'm not so sure that Jamahal Hill's chin is going to hold up to that, so that's concerning to me. As far as the activity in this fight, it is interesting because both of these guys are coming off losses. You got Jamahal Hill's back. That's kind of against the wall in this situation. But I've learned more about Khalil Rountree in his loss than I did in any of his wins, because this is a guy who obviously he was like 300 pounds at one time. He was really heavy. When he first came into the UFC, the blueprint on him was easy. Take him down, hold him down. He can't get up. Then all of a sudden he goes to Thailand. He starts mixing up his weaponry and stuff like that. And now he's this Muay Thai guy. This that it doesn't really look all that eye appealing when he does it. It almost looks like he's a little uncomfortable, right? When he's doing it, it looks like it's like he's really trying too hard to do it. But it works for him. It like really, really does work for him. And to see what he did with Alex Pereira, yes, he lost the fight. He got destroyed in that fight, but he showed durability. He showed a heart. He showed the ability to move forward. And if you notice, how many people have tried to hunt at AP down like he did? He wasn't afraid to get into the center of the ring, the cage with him and hunt with him. He wasn't taking back steps. So someone like Jamahal Hill coming off 2 losses, you got to wonder, where's his mental? Does he really believe he's still that guy? Or is he going to be trigger shy? You know what I mean? And I just think that Khalil learned, he actually gained confidence in a loss, which sounds bizarre. I think he gained confidence in a loss, and I think he's going to be more of the hunter than the hunted in this fight, and I think eventually he's going to find Jamal's chin. So I'm going to say 4th or 5th round Khalil knockout.
Wow.
That's an interesting
What
point.
an interesting thought. Hey, you get there with the over. I'm just kind of curious when maybe I'm just too much looking over like a revisionist history, right? It's like when I look at Khalil Rountree's run to the title, which one of those guys does Jamahal Hill not beat? Modestus, Carl Robertson, Jacoby, Chris Daukaus, Anthony Smith.
Well,
I mean, there's nothing impressive there. Like, I mean, other than the win streak itself, like nothing. He's still the same guy that didn't show up versus the worst fighter one of the worst fighters we've seen in Marcin Prachnio. And he's still the same guy that gets taken down and just beat to hell from Ion Cutelaba. And again, at this point, 5-year sample size, I really like to keep it within. So
you're like me, bro. I don't go past like 3 or 4 fights.
You're right. I really try not to. But here's the other thing with the Alex Pereira fight, which is I get really nervous taking too much away from it. That's the fight of his fucking life. If he's fought for any reason, if he's trained for any reason, it's that opportunity. So I get it. The spotlights were on and he overperformed. But Alex Pereira, short notice, right? Well, he wasn't supposed to be fighting that evening. And just kind of an interesting thought.
Think about this though. Think about
Sure.
some of the shots. Think about that fight and think, because I rewatched it again today. Think about some of the shots that he ate. Like he ate some really major shots. And yes, was he out on his feet in certain points? Yes, he was just swinging. And kudos to Goodard for letting the fight go a little bit. But then go back and look at a fight where Hill literally ate a jab.
Yeah, and just
it was kind of just a left chop cross.
Yeah,
and he literally didn't know where the fuck he was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like I don't play MMA math, but I'm just going by the durability holds up for me. And mind you, listen, Achilles tendon issues are a real thing.
Yep.
They don't just go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I said that on the Dog and Pass show. I said, listen, man, I had some major injuries in my time, and I had a bad ankle injury where I had to get surgery, and I had hardware put in, and it was stronger than it was before it broke. But mentally, I didn't have that hop in my step when I was sparring for about a year.
Right.
You know, so you never know. Like if I was Khalil, if I was his corner, I'd listen, there's no friends here. Work his leg, work that leg, make him start thinking, is my Achilles going to hold up here? So it's a mental game too. So listen, there's no right or wrong answer. I do like the over though. I think they're going to be a little tentative.
I do like that thought. Also, Guru, to counter your question of, the run up to the title.
Sure.
I mean, look at the Jimmy Crute for Jamahal Hill. You got Johnny Walker after he'd been knocked out 15,000 times. Thiago Santos after his John Jones double knee shred loss. And Glover in the fight where he retired after. And yeah, he put up a record output in that fight. but Glover had nothing for him from an athletic standpoint.
No.
Once he started eating some shots. And I get it, like Glover had a moment or two going for a takedown here or there, but like you can make the same arguments on that side, man. And I think with Khalil, you say it's the same old Khalil. Well, Khalil never had a 5-fight win streak before in the UFC until the 5 fights before Alex Pereira, no matter what the competition was. So listen, I think that there's, like we talked about, a lot of volatility either way. We'll see where we're at. I don't think I'm tracking this fight ahead of time. I think we're going to see. And hey, listen, it's the main event. I think we'll have some fun, but yeah, check out where we dig into grandma's couch cushions and find a couple prop plays here. That's the real question. But yeah, I like your guys' thoughts on the over. Maybe it's a 3-4-5 KO for Khalil if I'm going to do the knockout prop. All right, we're on the next fight. We've got Rafael Ataman Fiziev plus 110 versus Ignacio La Huala Bahamondes, the cage. And these guys are going to be in the cage in Baku with the crowd supporting Rafael Fiziev. But I feel like this is kind of similar to the Angelosa versus Phil Rowe fight in that when you watch these guys face off and when you see them in the octagon together, you know, I mean, it's going to look like they're two completely different weight classes. Like Phil Rowe absolutely towered over Angelosa, and that's what Bahamondes is going to be doing here. And the downside is I don't think Fiziev has the wrestling to win the first 2 rounds. Now, does he have a good enough striking to potentially work the body, close the distance, attack the legs? Bahamondes isn't necessarily the best defensive striker. Maybe the early speed of Fiziev is too much to avoid. But I tend to think that just looking at the pace, the output, the cardio, the potential grappling in the bag, I got to go Bahamondes here, and especially that I went and tickled the line at plus 100 earlier in the week. So, you know, you got to make sure you're following us on Picket. You know, it's free. Do the thing. Check out what we're doing. And we tend to try to take books if we're going to bet early that have an even cash out option if we want it. So Terrence agrees with me. He thinks I made a great bet. Guru, what are you thinking? Yep, I knew it was Terrence.
I'm thinking I have 5 units on Ignacio Bahamondes.
Wow, we both did that separately without telling each other, but we each knew that we were doing the same thing, didn't we?
Do we always end up the same, don't we? Yeah, I just feel like these are 2 different career trajectories. Bahamondes has just continued to prove the haters wrong, right? I mean, just beating the shit out of Jalen Turner, beating the shit out of Manuel Torres. I mean, when do you want to stop fading this guy? While I think that there's some similarities in a way, like with the body shape of like a Ludwig Klein that he loses to, I just felt like that was just his time to take an L and kind of like really figure himself out. The dude's on a legit run. 3 for round 1 finishes, 3 bonuses versus a guy that's now lost 3 in a row. I mean, obviously, again, 2 to Justin Gaethje and the other to Mateus Gamrot, which is a completely different skill set, A, and B, it was a leg injury, right? His ACL just goes, right? So I think all that's very interesting, but I really feel like the size of Ignacio Bahamondes and his striking acumen is really good. So I don't necessarily see how Fiziev is going to be able to get inside and, you know, work his game when in reality he doesn't really want to be inside that much, right? He's a rangy striker. And the truth is if you guys remember after the Justin Gaethje fight, the last one, he's like, I should be at 145. I'm gonna move down to 145, and here he is at 155. Why? Because the UFC wants him versus Ignacio Bahamondes. I feel like fully confident in that. So I would absolutely expect Fiziev, if he's not cut, which I don't think he would be, because even if he loses 4 in a row, he's a talented fighter and exciting. I think that you see him drop a weight class. So I'm going with Ignacio Bahamondes plus money. Both guys are really tough too, so I wouldn't necessarily be surprised to see it go the distance, but I guess neither would the books. So if anything, there's probably even a little value on the under, but Fiziev's just super, super tough. And Bahamondes, right, he's only really been submitted, so I don't really see a knockout coming. But hey, he leaves his chin up there, as I'm sure MadLab will tell us. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, you know, this one's interesting to me. I got to be honest with you. At first look, before I dove on it, when I saw Fiziev in the plus territory, I was like, dude, I'm going to be all over this, right? And then obviously you do your due diligence. You go in and you start, comparing their body somatotypes and stuff like that. And, the whole thing with him, his back against the wall being cut, I don't know if I would go that far for the mere fact that look at his last 3 losses, Gamrot and 2 to Justin Gaethje. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're talking like the top of the heap, if he loses this fight, I mean, you got to start wondering, maybe he didn't translate as well as we all thought he would. But that's those 3 losses were, I mean, you can't really hang your hat on any of those guys, either of those guys. If you look at the rest of his resume, Rafael dos Anjos, Brad Riddell, Bobby Green, who's very complicated and tricky, even though he's chinny now, so he's probably, I got to say, and this might be a bold statement, but he's probably one of the best pure strikers in MMA right now. The way he flows, the way he slides in and out, the way he ties his body combos together to the head, everything plays in concert with each other and everything has like a rhyme or reason to it, which I like. He's just not like slinging to the wind like some of these guys. The problem I think he might have here is range management. Bahamondes, one thing about him is even if you go to the camp, and he's training a good camp, he is young, he is growing. He does have a sneaky grappling game. You know what I mean? If you decide to get inside and clinch him up against the cage, but he's got really, really good range management. And that's not easy. That's something that you really got to work on. I mean, look at some of these guys back in the day. I don't know how far you guys how far you go, but remember Stefan Struve?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is a guy who had the attributes to be able to keep you at the end of his punches, and he just never did. I mean, you saw what Gaethje did to him. He slid inside, caught him with a shot, knocked him out. Bahamondes knows how to use his range. You know what I mean? And that's where I think he can cause a little havoc in there and frustrate Fiziev, where that's when you start going in desperation mode to get inside, you get sloppy and you leave windows open, and that's when you can make a big mistake and get caught. The problem with it is I think Bahamondes is going to be on the outside so much that he's going to play a points game with him. So I don't know how active this fight actually is going to be. I think if Bahamondes is smart, that's what he does. He wants to stay on the outside, pick at him, poke at him, prod at him, and kind of frustrate him. I doubt Fiziev's going to resort to wrestling, you know what I mean, to try to take him. If he does, I think it'd be foolish. But the one thing I will say about Bahamondes that I want to wait is because I want to see him weigh in. He is a big guy. He cuts a lot of fucking weight. And against a guy like Fiziev, who comes strong and hard, and even though he has a tendency to kind of lose steam a little bit down the stretch, you don't want to have loose legs going against someone like Fiziev who kicks like a fucking truck and hits like a train. So I am going with you guys. I'm going with Bahamondes. I don't know how active it is, but I was hoping this thing would be in plus money at some point with Bahamondes. I thought people would start riding the Fiziev train, and obviously they're not. You got it at a great number. You got it at plus 100. You said, right? God bless you. You did too. You both got it at plus 100.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I started off the week like you, kind of like I said to him, wow, Fiziev should just kind of work him.
And then I'm like, don't you realize that they're a weight class apart, that this is a pride fight?
And I was like, hold on. Let me look at this. I was like, hey, buddy, there's only one place left. We can get plus 100. And we left it at that. And we were like, yeah, let's throw it down. We didn't say how much we were doing.
At this point now, at minus 130, the best thing I could tell your listeners is like, as long as it doesn't move drastically, I would, at this point, it's worth waiting for the weigh-in to see how Bahamondes looks. If you think he looks great and he looks healthy and you want to drop the minus 130 on it, okay. But I would, as of this price now, I would wait to see weigh-ins.
Totally makes sense to me. All right, we're moving on. We've
got
Curtis Razor Blades versus the Rizzler, Rizvan Kuniev. Chicken bake or double chunk chocolate cookie? The Rizzler wants to know.
Yo, you know that? You guys know that guy personally?
No,
I wish.
So I could say something?
Yes, you can.
That guy fucking drives me nuts, that guy.
I love it. I love it so much.
It's so bad, but the dad himself is annoying.
It's not what I mean. I'm talking about the father.
Yeah,
I love
it.
It's like he's like a clown. He's like a jester. He's like
a fucking celebrity.
He's like a meme of a meme. It's hilarious. I love it.
His lack of awareness makes it better.
I love the songs. I love the Rizzler. I love Costco. I love everything about what they do. I love how Jersey and Florida they are. I love it.
Jersey?
Yeah, dude. Yes. Of course they are.
That's
are you kidding me?
Too.
Of course they're
a grateful dude.
Grateful
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Thank you. Yeah. So we got the Rizzler versus the Razor. It
This
doesn't
is a
get any better than
fantastic
this.
nickname. It does not get better than Big Meal Shamil, the Rizzler. I mean, he's come up with a few good ones in his day.
I have some electric opportunities. Roadhouse didn't quite do it for the Guru,
No.
but I'm doing my best out here. It's because I use all my energy to create this beautiful meme. But we can give him his real face. All right, here you go.
All right, I'm for me in this fight. I'll just go first because I'm gonna be
go
less
ahead.
technical and shorter than most. I don't. While Curtis Blades should be good enough, how many times have we watched this dude fumble the bag? Right.
Bing, 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 bing.
So it's just like at this price, there's absolutely no way that I can get involved. It's Rizzler or pass, right? And I took the Rizzler at plus 220 earlier today. That line is gone, boys.
Oh my God, it's gone.
It's gone, and he's out of here.
Well,
so
you helped me with that one, so I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So I have like 3 units on the Rizzler just because the line was crazy. I'll be able to cash out whatever I want. But I just think that when they try, they will not let Curtis Blades fight anybody else. They don't care. They'll do it in the Apex. They'll do it in Abu Dhabi. They'll do it in Azerbaijan. They don't care. This is the fight they want. That scares me.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with Curtis Blades here. No, thank you.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, I got to be honest with you with this fight. I mean, I'm just gonna kind of go a little bit deeper, but he's right. Like Curtis Blades. I don't know. Do you guys play DraftKings at all?
No, never.
No.
But we love hearing
But
about it.
You know how like the point system works and everything, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Like it's based on like first round finishes, damage, strikes,
Right.
that kind of thing.
So
and
if you get a
control
guy like
time, takedowns.
Marab or something like that, you want him because you're getting takedowns, you're accumulating points. So everybody looks at Curtis Blades. They're like, bro, he's a takedown machine. He's a heavyweight. Bro. People don't understand. Like he had 14 takedowns in one fight in 2020. After that, for the past 5 years, he's got 3 takedowns, and those 3 takedowns came in one fight. You know, and I get it. First round, second round finishes, he's getting clipped or he's clipping somebody. I get it, but the fact of the matter is like you can't rely on that with him. You know, you can't, because the one thing about him is he's super talented. He's super athletic. He does have the wrestling background, but his cage IQ is fucking horrible. And
This is hilarious.
And he's got no chin. You know what I mean? So that's my problem with him. When you look at the Rizzler, I'm gonna call him the Rizzler now. When you look at the Rizzler, this is a guy who, when you look at his body somatotype, bro, like you could see a guy walking down the street and you could see if he's all pumped up on juice or whatever. You could tell by their wrists, by their ankles, by their calves, but you could tell like a naturally big dude, strong dude, just by their bone structure. And he's a big, strong dude. And when he fought Ferreira, this is a guy who knew how to grind him up against the cage, knew how to make him wear his weight, knew how to get out of bad positions. He even swept Ferreira at one point and got on top. So it's like, should Curtis Blades win this fight? Yeah, but I can see this fight going fucking south and sideways real quick. You know, so I'm picking Blades, but I'm putting major caution tape around it because there's something about this guy that is making me a little weary about the pick.
TB, I love this
know.
Instagram thing that you're doing here. You should be doing this
Yeah.
more often.
Look at this guy. This is no Rizzler. He cut out the double chunk chocolate cookies from his diet.
He did. He's pure chicken bake now, all protein.
All protein. He's going with the
Bro, look
chicken
at his
bake.
legs, dude.
Yeah,
Look
beefy.
at those guys. Also, I'm on the Rizzler here. That's it.
I mean, I don't know how many times we have to go, oh, Kamaru Usman's value. Okay, here's my Joaquin Buckley parlay. Oh, Alonzo Menefield is value. I'm not going to touch this fight. It's like, no, we got to take a shot on the Rizzler here.
Rizzler
So you guys
versus
are on the Rizzler then.
We're
You have-
going Rizzler.
have
That's
to.
it.
You're
Have
on
to.
Rizzler. So I'm
This
not.
photo
If he
is
if
not
he die-
represented.
If he dies somehow super quickly, or he just gets wrestle fucked for 15 minutes, so be it. Nobody
Well, I
will be
don't even
happy.
think that's how I think if Curtis Blades wins this fight, like I think he can easily win this fight if he stays on the fucking outside and just pings him from the outside because he's just too fast, he's too long, he's too strong. But as far if they get into this like jock measuring contest in the clinch, that's where I think Blades has a problem.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be too. He's stupid. Like Curtis is a very nice guy. I'd buy him 2 beers. Shit, But
Wow.
no, like not good fight IQ. Dumb.
Yeah,
All right.
you got to be careful with those guys.
Jesus, look at that guy's picture.
Yeah, we've got the Moose, Tofik
the Moose.
Musayev versus.
Is that your nickname or his?
Take a guess.
I'm guessing that's his, but
That's
maybe
my
it's
nickname, you son
that's
of a bitch.
pretty good.
And you're gonna like this one even better. We've got Miktabak Gorak Orolbai. Whoa! Wait a second.
Holy
What's happening over here?
What is that?
Look at
Make
that.
the bookies pay. What are you doing? What a guy. I mean,
Wow.
this right here.
They like your
Shout
Rizzler
out.
pick.
Holy
You know
smokes.
what? That was the what would you say?
You buying yourself a
editing of
guest
lifetime.
spot on the podcast? Like, what is happening?
Wow.
You're incredible, make the bookies.
Making the bookies pay. You are now the sponsor of Chronic Combat Conversations.
That's incredible. We've never
Thank
gotten
you
something like that.
so
That's
much
amazing.
for
dude.
everything you've done. We will be naming a Make the Bookies Pay parlay tonight in your honor.
I love it.
All right. So, anyways, not that I've ruined it because that was honestly the best thing that could
Wow.
have happened
I
tonight.
can't even believe that.
But Miktabek Gorak Orolbai. Tell me you don't like that one a little bit better than the Moose. yeah, he's ripping it. So that's a winner right there. He's a guy that's got cats named Terrence and Phillips, so I know he loves Gorak.
Right. If you guys don't know Gorak, go check out early 2 seasons of South Park there.
Hell yeah. So let's get this money because over 1.5 minus 180, under 1.5 plus 140. We've got plus 130 on the money line for the Azerbaijani. I think I did that right. Musayev. And minus 150 for Gorak. Now, what I think happens is we get a display of caveman strength with relentless takedown attempts. But if this fight takes place at distance, we could see some I'm just gonna not say what I was gonna moose knuckles. Yeah, I'll say it. All right, fair
Hey,
enough.
we like a good moose knuckle.
All right.
One more little moose knuckle.
Yeah. So that could be what we're seeing. I would say if you're gonna take a prop in this fight, it's gonna be Musayev round 1, round 2 knockout because Orolbai, that chin is on a plate. So if Moose can take it, maybe he could take it. If not, Orolbai is gonna get his grappling game going. And I think we see a round 2, round 3 submission on the Orolbai side. So if you ask me, that means the fight doesn't go the distance. It's just minus money. So take a pick. I do think there's a chance it does go over 1.5, like minus 180, like it says. If that's the case, Orolbai is probably taking over with the wrestling by that point.
Yeah, I really like Orolbai here. And
Yeah.
I kind of love the way that you're thinking about that 2-3 finish for Orolbai.
Oh, baby.
I'm not, but here's the thing. I'm just not sold whether it's knockout or sub. So I kind of just will probably end up sprinkling both. The 2-3 sub is plus, the 2-3 KO is plus 1,000, and the 2-3 sub is plus 700 groupings over on FanDuel. So that is kind of what I like here. You got a guy in Moose Knuckle who is 35 years old. And was recently, knocked out for the first time. I know that's a body kick from a guy that's really freaking experienced and good.
No, but it's hilarious when you watch it because he just decided he's
probably tired. He's probably a sleepy boy.
I don't know, man. It was just sketchy. And I also was like Herzog. It was really weird.
You think it was a weird stoppage?
He hits the body and it slips down to the cup. And then Musayev, they're like, keep telling him, like, you got to fight. You got to fight. We're going to start the fight. And he's like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I'm like, well, he did technically, even if it was an accident. He got hit in the nuts at the end of the day, right? We're on it.
That makes me feel better about just sub then. But are you saying that it's plus money to go the distance? Is that what you're trying to say?
It is.
It is plus money to go the distance. It's just
could win a decision. I think Musayev could go the distance.
In 3 UFC fights, Orolbai's already been to decision twice. So just based on like that stat blindly alone, there's value, right? Like, so yeah, that's actually an interesting question, useless peasant. I need to do some useless present. Why are you useless present? I thought you were a peasant. You're a useless present.
His presence is very useful.
I was about to say you should be a useful presence as opposed to a useless present.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Thanks for being here, though.
Guru, we passing the mic to Mike?
Yeah, I'm going 2-3 sub. I like that.
Nice.
I like Orobai in general, and I think that if anything under minus 200 is probably playable. But his defense is probably pretty shit too, so could be dangerous, as we saw versus Rebeski. But Rebeski's fucking good as shit, and that was a close fight.
He's actually he's underrated good. I just wish he had a better gas tank, Rebeski.
Yeah.
But this fight is interesting, man, because I was watching some film on Masayev, and the one thing that kind of really drew a red flag to me, because listen, a lot of people, the first minute when you see him by image, you're like, oh, well, his name, the way he looks, he probably is a really good grappler. He's going to lace your legs when he takes you down. He's going to be one of those guys. But he's not at all. The guy's like just much more comfortable on his feet, right? And I watched the fight with him it was him and Damian Brown. And Damian Brown, he's older, but at the time when he was in his prime, he was actually a good fighter. He was tough. He was gritty. He was well-rounded. You knew when you were signing a contract to fight Damian Brown, you were going to be in a fight. So he dropped him. And when he dropped him, like Damian Brown was on Queer Street. And when he dropped him, he refused to get into his guard. And Damian Brown's not like this crazy fucking grappler where he's going to sub you. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, get in there and finish him. And he actually let him get up. Like, he actually called him up. He did not want to have any engagement on the ground with him. So I was like, oh, this is fucking interesting. So I started watching film on him a little bit more, and I noticed that he's a very kick-heavy fighter. He likes to slide in with his kicks. He'll use teep kicks, side kicks to keep you away from him, to kind of situate his range. And if you're coming in on him a little too hard, he uses his kicks to keep you honest. Sometimes it's not even to hurt you, it's just to keep you honest. Like to say, listen, you come in, you're going to get caught with something. And I keep looking at that, and I keep looking at if he does that to Orobai's going to catch one of his legs and just drag him to. He's going to end up timing one of these kicks and taking him to the ground. And when he gets him on the ground, his top pressure is really, really good. He's got heavy hips. He has a good weight distribution. He's a lot more positioned before submission. So he makes sure he's in that position before he even latches something. Some of these guys are submission before position. They lose it. So he's just a very he's very educated on the ground, and the guy's got a fucking chin on him. I know, like one of you guys said that he puts his chin on the plate, and he does. He's there to be fucking hit. He's got a fucking cantaloupe for a head, but this guy has a fucking chin on him, dude. Like this guy, you got to kill this guy to get him out of there. So I just think eventually it's going to wear on Masayev. I think if he's going to catch one of his legs, he's going to start timing his kicks. He's going to get his paws on him, drag him down, and I'm not on the side of that there's going to be a finish. I think that he's probably going to drag this to the cards, but I could see him dragging it to the cards, maybe like having issues in the first round when Masayev is fresh, staying away from him, trying to catch his timing, trying to see what he's throwing at him, seeing what kind of landmines and grenades he's trying to lay out for Orobai to step on. And then the second round, he really starts getting to work. So I could see like a 29-28 decision, or I can even see him going 30-27, but I like him a lot in this spot.
So with that thought process, you definitely like the fight going the distance at plus money, no?
I like it going. I do like it going to the distance because I do think he's going to have to mind his P's and Q's with Masayev. He's going to have to figure him out first. I don't think he's just going to come in there and try to walk through fire. I think if they did any film study on them all, they know listen, the best way to get in on this guy is don't shoot, find this guy's kicks, time his kicks, grab a leg, and then get on side. And that takes time. These fights go by quick, bro. They're only 15 minutes.
Boys, look at this. On DraftKings, fight goes the distance is plus 100. But we can go to Bet Rivers and get plus 135. You can even get plus 126 over on FanDuel.
I don't even know if there's value there at that point, though.
No, exactly. So which one, at plus 135 or plus 100?
At both. I don't even think that's like,
Plus 135, you don't see value there.
I would need a little bit more juice because, listen, you guys are right. He absolutely can wear on him and cinch up a sub without a doubt in my mind. So I would need probably a little bit more juice to maybe plus 160, plus 150. I would jump on it.
Interesting.
Right. All right. Well, fair enough. I think Orobai, though, he'll have some of my money.
I think I like it.
I like it. I like his number as a straight bet. That I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's just gonna get my money. All right. We've got the Black Wolf, Nazim Sadikhov, versus Iron Nicholas Moda. This is going to be an absolute banger of a matchup.
A banger.
a banger. It's a banger in Baku.
Ooh.
Yeah. Minus 470 Sadikov, plus 360 on Moda. I think the things I'm most curious about is how much trouble does Nazim let himself get into before he breaks glass in case of emergency, and he could just wrestle, right? But does something bad happen before that? And is he able to just win the striking exchanges without having to break glass in case of emergency? So, I mean, the pick is going to be Nas. I think he's the better kicker. He might not have the better boxing, but I just think he's set up in this matchup to create violence, and he can always rely on his wrestling if he needs to. I think he's got the chin to withstand and the recoverability to withstand a Moda barrage early, and maybe we get a better number live. So I'm not going to parlay Nas. I think there's stuff to be concerned about if you're taking a number of minus 470. He's clearly the pick from a straight pick perspective, and like under 1.5 isn't even plus money. That's the tough part for me. So this feels like a pass.
I think it kind of has to be dog or pass. Again, like I think you're right in that Nazim has just done an unbelievable job of creating damage, hurting people. And like you said, he has this wrestling in his back pocket against a guy in Nicholas Moda who is kind of shown to be a bit of a glass cannon. But at the same time, at these wide of an odds, he's got a striker's chance because Nazim will brawl and, could put himself in a bad spot. So believe me, I am not exactly running to the window. But Nazim minus 470, I mean, he needs to kill him. like he really needs to knock him out quick. Can't tell if Guru looking up conspiracy stuff or making. I don't get it. Oh, making beats because I got a headset on.
Oh, that's the hair that he's saying. Like he's not sure if you're a conspiracy theorist or if you're like a sick producer.
Oh, I get it. Why can't I be both?
He's Russ. He's actually Russ.
There you go.
Make the bookies pay. Moda by finish only. That makes sense. I could just see him getting finished as well.
Well, then it doesn't make sense, then, does it? We like you. Right? I mean, if you're thinking that Nazim, if you're thinking Nazim needs a finish, you could go Moda decision. Moda decision only. So if there is a finish, you get your money back.
No, I just don't like the idea, personally.
I mean, that's fine too, but
sorry, I'll be honest. You can't buy my opinions, but you can buy my affection.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think Moda really has a chance here, and I think that's fair. I mean, he's fighting a much bigger guy in Manuel Torres, and then he fights a much more experienced guy in Jim Miller. He has the experience advantage here. But yeah, Nazim, home crowd, violent guy. I think he's going to continue to get better. So I get the line. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, I this is a fight I stay away from, not because I don't think Nas should clearly win this fight, because I think he should clearly win this fight. I think he's better everywhere. I think he comes from a really good camp. He trains with killers, over at Cerro Longo. He's a really good fighter, but sometimes he can get caught up in a little bit too much chaos. You know what I mean? He does like chaos, and sometimes that does scare me. Nicholas Moda is not a guy you want to get caught up in chaos with, because he does got some torque in his hands. Is he going to come out and is he going to fight educated? I hope he does. If he does, he landslides this fight, and he will look like a minus 470. But if he goes in there trying to prove a point, get the finish, try to get a bonus, there's shit that can go fucking sideways for him. Moda's a guy who, yeah, like you said it perfect. He's like a glass cannon, you know what I mean? But he does wear scars, dude. He has been in there with some decent guys. He is pretty educated when he's in there. He's not really great anywhere, but he's not bad anywhere either. I consider Moda like a good journeyman. There's going to be nights where he wins fights he's not supposed to win, and there's going to be nights where he loses fights he's supposed to win. He's just one of those guys. So this is a setup for Nas to win. Like, he absolutely should win this fight, but I don't have that kind of confidence in him where I'm willing to lay minus 470 on him. So my official pick, it will be Nas. I think he probably does get him out of there, probably second or third round, but I'm not going near this fight.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Guru going to help out his cats. God bless their soul. All right, we're moving on. We've got the Hillman, Muhammad Naimov, minus 278 versus Bogdan, the Unleashed Grad. Now, let me tell you, I think it is not a coincidence that they waited to bring Bogdan Grad into the UFC in the post-USADA world. Because, I mean, we'll get there. I'm going to, as the other guys are going, we'll show you what's happening out there on Instagram. But Jesus Christ, talk about using all the finest supplements and things that, that your team can get you. Bogdan is on all of them. And making the cut down from 170, where he was comically small against Zach Reese, now he comes in against the Hillman, and, they're dead even from a size perspective. He was the smaller guy in his last fight against Lucas Alexander. Things actually ended up going okay for him after Lucas started smelling the paint in the locker room. So the question is, Naimov, he is pretty solidly technical. Things just can fall off the track pretty quickly. And Grad, I think he's going to eat a lot of damage early. But at any point, he could put his foot on the gas and Naimov could just decide he doesn't want to take part anymore. And that's why we're not parlaying Naimov at minus 278. And I think Grad is super durable.
It's dog or pass. Has to be.
It is. And it might be a pass until 4 minutes into the first round when you get plus 500 on Grad. And then that's when you start playing. Because I don't think he looks great early because I don't think he's the better technical fighter. I just think he's the dog in this matchup. So, I don't know, any prop. I know you're saying dog or pass, Guru, but anything else you had to add to it before we pass it off to Mike? I'm going to show you guys how dangerous the post-USADA world is now in the UFC.
Oh, I definitely have something to add here. Let me pull this up. Oh, geez, the app reset on me. Hold up. I really think that Bogdan Grad is going to have a chance because, like you said, TV, I mean, I think what are the output stats? Let me pull that up. Let me zoom in. I feel like, or not. What the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to look at the stats, not your fucking what.
This is his fucking Pornhub, right?
Yeah, literally. I'm not. Thank you. That's literally what I was trying to say. I was literally trying to talk about.
You said you liked this before.
Yeah, but I was looking at the stats. Are you not listening to me?
Bro, he looks like a school shooter. This kid, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, he looks fucking crazy. Thank you. I was trying to look at the pace stats. I felt like Bogdan's going to throw more strikes. Where is that stat? Yeah, I mean, he look at it. Look at the strikes accuracy over expected. Sorry, look at the strike accuracy over expected. That's one of the most important stats that we have. I mean, the guy is plus money everywhere in that regard. Naimov is negative EV. I don't want it at all. And that's with him absorbing 10 strikes a minute. I don't even know how that's possible.
How are these numbers possible? This doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, he's literally that good. Well, what was the fight? I don't even know where that UFC stat is coming. Where is that stat coming from?
So against Lucas Alexander, he got dominated on the feet until
that's
in round
what it was.
2. Alexander was smelling the pain in the locker room in Saudi Arabia and decided
right.
He didn't want to fight anymore.
Right. That's exactly what happened. Right. So that the stats are from that fight. Exactly. I really like, oh my God, I got distracted from pulling up my fucking bet that I wanted. I think I want Bogdan Grad round 2, round 3 submission, which is going to be, here it is, plus, guys, plus 3,000. Why? It's plus 3,000. It's possible. It's completely possible.
Yeah, I don't know. You think why wouldn't you take the inside the distance marker though instead?
Because I'm greedy and stupid. Because you're a better gambler than me. Inside the distance plus 340.
No, so what's inside the distance in that round that you want?
Oh, it's 2 and 3. It's a group.
So what is it?
I guess I could take it in conjunction. Your point. So fight to just you want fight to just end in round 2? You want Grod in round 2? Because
No,
Grod
well, you think Rod, and you think I'm saying for you think Rod's going to win in round 2. So what's just inside the distance in round 2? What's up, DT? My man, DT.
Dan Tom in the house.
In the house.
Bogdan Grod round 2 is plus 1,200, and Bogdan Grod round 3 is plus 1,500.
Oh no!
I'm talking. He really does. I'm talking plus 3,000 on a 2-3 sub. It's a grouping, so I get the sub in both rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you think that, yeah, then that's fucking great. Look at this guy. He looks like a fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
he looks like a profile picture for Grindr.
If that's his girl, so shout out him, I guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
Well,
play.
you know what he reminds me of, man? Like I was telling DT this on the show.
Serbian Lex Luthor.
No, he reminds me of like that. Darren Elkins had a child.
Oh no!
Right?
No.
Like he's got that style to him, bro. Like if you remember when Darren Elkins fought Mirsad Bektic, dude, he got 10-8 rounded in round 1 and round 2, and then he came back and he won the fucking fight. And they got the same like mannerisms, like as far as their fighting style. Like he's not athletic, he's very goofy on the feet. He's just like there's nothing really good about Bogdan Grad, but he's got one thing that you can't teach. He's got fucking heart. And as long as he can breathe, he's alive. He's alive in a fight.
I think we all are. If we're
Well,
breathing, we're alive. I'm just fucking with you.
You know what I mean?
So
it's like a lot of guys will quit, bro. Like a lot of guys will quit. He will not quit on himself. The problem is eventually, like Darren Elkins, that can only carry you so far. Eventually, you're going to run into guys that are just more technical, more athletic, faster, sharper. They're able to, create angles, create space, close you down. And then what do you do from there? Then you just start throwing shit to the fucking wind to see if it sticks.
What?
What does that say? What do you think of Ming Yang Zhang?
What?
So I'm going with Naimov. I think Naimov might actually coast in this fight, to be honest with you. I'm going to probably say over 1, and I'm the over 1.5 minus 250. I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't bet this side, but I think Naimov really should coast on him.
as long as he doesn't get tired.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Listen, a lot of people don't understand that. Like they think that you have to engage to be tired. When you're pushing forward, you're using a lot less energy than when you're actually backing up. When you're constantly backing up, that takes a lot from you, and I think Grad might be backing him up, but that's going to be Naimov's job to kind of move laterally, utilize the warning track of the cage, get out of the way and start, reversing the Matador roll. If he does that, I think he wins the fight. But if he allows Grad to close him down, that's when shit's going to get fucking filthy.
Yeah, and make no mistake, to our point as well, even though we're thinking dog, Felipe Lima is much better than Bogdan Grad. It's apples and oranges.
Definitely. All right. We're moving on. We're live every Thursday, 8 p.m.
Why do you sound so depressed right now?
Because I'm sad that Actually, I was going to be very happy in a second. Always free picks. And you guys got to make sure you're doing the right thing. Be like, make the bookies pay. Be a sponsor of Chronic Combat Conversations.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. And what costs you nothing to support the show is throwing a like and a subscribe to the video and the channel, respectively. We appreciate all you guys, but do the right thing. I'm judging you if you haven't done it already. One quick way to fix it. All right, we're moving on. We've got... I guess I left the nickname. It was supposed to be Korean Tyson. I'm so sorry. I had to fact check
what?
before I put it. It's Seokyeon Ko, the Korean Tyson, versus the Welsh gangster, Oban Elliott.
Why the Korean Tyson?
Because he's got a lot of knockout power.
Because this is the shape of his body. There's no stats, so I bring to you the refrigerator.
He looks like Tyson Nam's fucking cousin.
Yeah. Yes. It's
even though he's from
it's
South Korea as opposed to the Philippines, right? Isn't
yes.
Tyson Nam is from the Philippines, right?
But I'm just I mean,
that's so great.
That's a wide body right there. That's
I mean, he's in really
crazy.
good shape. Is that why we got asked about Zhang? Do you think that he's Zhang?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I'm not sure if
Dude is diesel.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Dan, for stopping
All right,
in.
but
You're the
hear me
man.
out.
Yes,
Hear
I'll
me
hear
out.
you out.
Please hear me out. What is the fight goes the distance?
Oof.
Oh my gosh. It's minus money. Over 2.5 is minus 154.
Are you so I can't, you're saying is that there's no way I can get plus money?
I don't think so, man. I think you're gonna get minus 130 at best.
Well,
His
who do you wait?
nickname
What,
changed to
you,
KO.
who do you saying going to finish the fight?
Honestly, that's kind of like my thought is like I don't necessarily think it.
Oh, I see. You just think it's okay. I get it.
I think it just kind of goes. I think it's. I mean, Oben Elliott again, another guy. You with your boxing fundamentals. I know you're not going to like his head movement. I know you're not going to like where he leaves his chin, and he's going to give this guy Ko a chance. But the truth is that Ko is an older fighter. Not actually that much older. He's only 31, but I really don't know too much about him. I just know that Igor Cavalcanti was terrible, and he won a decision there. So if you're not finishing Igor, I don't know. You're probably not finishing Oban. Oban's fucking. He's got that thing you can't teach, right? He's got heart. So I like Oban. I kind of like his. I like his style. I find him entertaining. So I kind of want to go there, but at minus 455, especially when I don't predict a finish, get the fuck. Just give me fight goes the distance, which I can get at Pick'em at minus 116. So maybe I can find it a little bit better, but I don't hate it if I'm taking a shot here.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think here?
I don't mind that play at all. I know me and Dan, we had this going inside the distance. Look, Ku is a guy. He's got a background in Sambo. He's actually credentialed in Sambo, and he's got big power. But this guy, in his entire career, he fought fucking cab drivers, and that's not his fault. You fight and you beat who they put in front of you. He's doing his job, and he's sparking these guys out cold. Then you got to look at the UFC business model. They want to really push the Asian market. That's what they want. They have us. We're locked already. The American market is locked. So they're trying to get these fighters from different markets to push the market, and the Asian markets are the biggest market. So of course they want him to do well. But Oben Elliott's a guy who they also do really like, and I actually really like Oben Elliott. I'm not sitting here saying he's going to be this top contender or anything, but he's a really solid fighter. He's very, very well rounded, and outside of Coop landing in a big shot on him, I don't see where he wins the fight. I just don't see where he wins the fight. So I think this could be a situation where, Oben Elliott frustrates him a little bit. And what are you going to do? You're going to go to your ace of spade. And what's your ace of spade? Your ace of spade is throwing heat. When you throw heat, you get tired. The lactic acid starts building up. Your shoulders start going, and I think Oben Elliott's going to probably take over late and maybe finish this kid. So I do like Oben Elliott. I would not touch the minus 455. I think that's fucking crazy. And I do think that Ku has a shot to catch him with something. The punches that knock you out are the punches that you don't see. So if he doesn't see something coming, or he takes a wrong step, or he moves laterally, rolls into one of his punches, absolutely, Ku's got big time power. He can knock him out. But I just think Elliott's a little bit too fundamentally sound to let that happen, unless, like I said, he just makes a really terrible error. But I do like Oben Elliott here. I think he has an opportunity to finish the fight sometime, maybe in the third round.
I mean, boys, how do you like turning a minus 500 to plus 500? Oben Elliott, round 2-3 KO plus 500.
God dang it, you stole it. You stole it.
Yeah, I think he might be able to submit him too, though.
You could.
You can still take the sprinkle there. That line's going to be, I'm sure, double that. Let's see. 2-3 sub is plus 1,000. It's literally double it. Exactly. What we do here, we haven't even said it here yet, MadLab. What we do on this show is we raid grandma's couch cushions, right? We're digging in between there for the spare change. Nobody's gonna miss that money, and we put it on sprinkles like that.
That's the way to do it, though. That's the way to play, dude. You got to throw those fucking haymakers in there to have some fun.
I love it.
Damn straight.
I love it. And that's what we're doing here. We're digging in. We're gonna find a small prop because parlaying this one, that's just not in the cards. All right, we're moving on. We've got
Parlaying this one, though.
Oh, God. Is it the Hulk or is it Austrian Wonder Boy? It's Ismail Naurdiev.
It's Austrian boy. I don't know why you put the Hall.
Yeah, I don't know. Versus the Iron Turtle, Jungyoung Park. Yeah, in this matchup should be an interesting one because Nardiev, he's got some of like, I don't know, you create a fighter, blah blah blah, you give them certain attributes. Like he's got a decent, like wide variety of skills. It's clunky. The way it all comes together, it looks like you did a creative player and they didn't quite maximize all their potential. They never really focused in on that one thing and like excelled. Like, I don't know. Coming back, oh man, he single-handedly, 30-27s, Bruno Bundado Silva. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Like anything less than like a 30-25 at this stage against a guy that doesn't want to be in there, it's not good, man. And yeah, it's great you came back, but now Jungyoung Park, he can fight off the back foot. He can fight off the front foot. He can put on a grappling heavy approach. He can, defend takedowns in his own right. Nardiev, I think he kind of needs to fight on his terms. A guy like Blindado that can't really defend himself.
I mean, TB, be careful
cardio.
with that. He has a 58% takedown defense.
Yeah, but he fought Brendan Allen. That's one of the guys that gave him the business on the mat. And then another one where he had some trouble in the wrestling department. Eric Anders, absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Gregory Rodriguez, great.
Andre Muniz took him down 11 times. His takedown defense is horrible.
Muniz is huge.
Remember when people thought Muniz was actually going to be really good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he disappointed. Who did he pull off the upset?
He subbed Jacare.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, he subbed Jacare.
Yes. Oh my God, that was the worst. Ugh. I blocked that from my memory. That's the most disgusting thing ever. Yeah, and then he beats Eric Anders and Uriah Hall, and you think he's a beast, and then he's the worst fighter ever. And he didn't even deserve to win that fight versus Park. It was a total robbery.
No, the gigantic robbery. That was sadness to the max degree.
But anyway, so 6 takedowns versus Fluffy Hernandez, which is fine. 2 versus Gregory Rodriguez, 3 versus Eric Anders, 1 versus Duraev, 11 versus Muniz.
Right, but that's not like Nardiev is not going to have that type of success in that department.
But it's just dangerous. That's all.
Yeah, but my point was he doesn't have to worry about it here. Like the only person that is going to reach deep into their bag of tricks is going to be Jungyoung Park. I think we see the turtle dance. Round 2, round 3 sub.
Wow.
Nordiev is a guy who, if you take their technical ability, I think on paper, he's probably the better fighter. He's got the more potential, the more upside. He's actually still pretty young, and being his second stint in the UFC. But the problem with him is, bro, he's on a rotating door of wins and losses, dude. It's like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss with him, and you never know where his mindset is. Like there's some nights where he looks like, wow, you're like, wow, he actually looks like he's coming to his own a little bit, and then there's times where you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, does he even want to be in there? The one thing about the Iron Turtle is that no matter what, if the guy's better than him or not, he's going in there to fucking fight, dude. He's going to fight for your money. Like, he's going to give you every breath that he has, and with this fight, it's the same thing. Like, can Nurdiev come in and upset him? 1000% he can. I believe in his skill set and his potential, but he's really got to be locked in. But I'm with the point of saying that I think Park is going to wear him down, and I personally also think that he's going to end up getting some ground control and possibly subbing him late in the fight. So I like what you said about the submission.
Amen, brother. Amen. I love that. And thank you, Guru, for the research.
That's a sick line. We're turning a minus 200 to plus 900, guys. This is how you make money.
Exactly.
And have fun.
Thank you, Dogfather. Yeah, I love it.
Do you want some more of it?
I want some more of it. All right. We've got the Iron Lady versus No Mess. Daria Zalesniakova versus Melissa Mullins. Is it Dixon? No, it's Mullins now. But minus 250 in a rematch of a century, the one that everyone's been waiting for since each of them made it to the UFC. Plus 205 for Daria.
Yeah, before we break this down, can you just fucking tell me what the reasoning behind this is?
Because it's a rematch, and that's hilarious.
Yeah, but why would they sit at the fucking table in the UFC and say, you know what, let's make this matchup?
Because they do that all the time. Whenever they have a chance to have some heat, whatever it is, Any chance they have, they do it all the time.
I don't like it.
It's crazy.
It's but let's be honest. This is there was a time maybe like a few months ago, last year, honestly, where it was like a rematch every 6 seconds. This might be the first rematch in a while that they've given us.
Yeah, I don't even think these girls belong in the UFC.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem.
Melissa Mullins doesn't know where she's coming or going.
She look at her face in that picture. That face in that picture looks like she smells something bad and she's trying to find it.
I think she found the mess.
Fucking crazy.
Zelziakova looks like
she looks like she'll fuck your brain.
What's that when Monsters Inc. when his face gets stuck on the vacuum and you just get that sucked out face thing? No Iron Lady. That's for one unbelievable Marina Moroz. So this is a very disappointing nickname.
I think they have a similar background.
Yeah, they're both Ukrainian or whatever.
I was talking about different type of background.
Oh no, she doesn't do OnlyFans.
I don't know. Maybe she will after this fight.
Yo, you see Valentina's doing OnlyFans?
Yeah,
but she doesn't really do anything on there.
Oh, she doesn't. I don't know, but
it's mostly training stuff. Some bikini.
Oh, okay, all right. I was like, why is she? She's got so much fucking money. What the fuck?
Because you make a lot of money on there just by posting training stuff and whatever.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
You don't have to do porn.
Something's got to be wrong with her, dude. She's got to have like Jennifer Aniston disease that she doesn't. She's not. She has no boyfriend. She's not married. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I mean, she's a career girl. Look at her.
But still, she's got. I mean, she's still human. She's an animal. She still has to have sex.
I'm sure somebody's giving it to her.
God bless them.
She's a Russian spy. She's definitely.
I wish I was that guy.
Valentina does it for you, huh?
I just don't. If she didn't talk and she didn't dance, perfect.
Yeah, honestly, honestly.
Yeah.
They all talk and dance.
Yeah, honestly, in this fight, it's like Mullins. She's either getting the takedown and making a mess, or Iron Lady has her way on the feet. If Mullins misses weight for like the 4th time in her career, then she's probably on her way to not getting finished, getting the top control. And we're looking at, I mean, last time it was round 1. So, and for Daria to get finished by Eileen Perez, talk about OnlyFans, talk about ungodly things. You can add her to the list too. And she gets Daria out of there when typically she's taking you the distance. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Daria, not a good look. She needs to do everything she can to stay on the feet. I don't think she manages to. I'll go round 2, round 3 this time. I think she survives round 1. I think that's going to be the feather in her cap. Oh, last time I got finished round 1. I made it to round 2.
It's a decision this time.
Yeah, I agree.
So? Okay.
I agree. I think it's
plus, hold the fucking phone. Plus 120 for a fucking what? I don't even care what division this is. For a women's fight to go the distance. Yes, please.
What is it?
Plus 120.
Yeah, I would lean that. I mean, I think it's going to the cards. It's a rematch. They kind of know each other, even though it was a while ago. They kind of know each other. You know, Daria knows what she has to stop, even though she's probably not going to be able to stop it. She's going to do better than the last time. She'll at least give her some friction, I think. And at the end of the day, I think Mullins is fucking terrible.
Dude,
I just think she's gonna be on top of her, smothering her, not knowing where to fucking go next. And I just think it probably drags her to the cards.
I mean, she gets finished by Aline Perez, who's fucking huge and thick, and basically it's Nurmagomedov.
She doesn't finish anybody.
Who doesn't?
Eileen.
Yeah, you know what the crazy thing is? If I was a coach,
triangle.
If I was a coach, you know, training the girl to fight her, it's so easy to beat her. She has one thing, the head and arm throw. That's really all she does. That and the single leg, the single leg. Like outside of that, she doesn't have no tricky inside trips or anything like that.
5 UFC wins for Eileen Perez. 4 of them by unanimous
her,
decision. Only 1 fight did she win by finish. Not only was it by finish, but it's also in the first round by arm triangle. Daria, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
That's embarrassing.
The Iron Lady.
Either way, I mean, I would think that Eileen Perez would run through Melissa Mullins too, though.
Me too. I agree.
So
I know, but my trouble here is I watched Melissa Mullins run through Daria in the first round in their matchup. Then I watched in her last fight Eileen Perez do the exact same thing that Mullins did, except finish with a submission. And now we're like, oh, it's just going to go the distance because she made adjustments. What adjustments could Daria have made? She didn't show them last fight. That's
none, but I think I'm none. That I remember that. I have to rewatch that fight, but I do remember the
terrible.
Daria and Mullins fight from watching it when she made her UFC debut, and I remember that fight being fucking hilarious.
Daria is piecing her up on the feet. Mullins is bloody like she is in every single fight.
Right, and she just gets tired and in a bad position.
Not she gets tired, she gets taken down, and game is over. That's
right.
It.
No, so that's the difference. It's not, I don't think it's going to be that easy. And you're saying that the girl that was dying on the feet is minus 250 this time.
And
it's
you're
dog
taking
or pass.
fight goes, and you're taking fight goes. That's my thing.
It's dog or pass, and I'm taking fight goes. Yes.
I
want the double dog.
I'm not betting this fight. I'm doing
I
the right
want
thing.
double dog, and hear me out. What is Daria by decision? Plus 470.
No, don't go. Now you're getting a little crazy.
Come on.
No, I don't like that.
Come on. You're doing it to spite me. Don't do it to spite your bank.
No. But I think it's dog or pass, but I really like the fight to go the distance regardless.
Yeah. She has no ground game. I'll leave it at that. And you could choose as the audience who you want to go with here. We don't need to continue this conversation. Although it was a chronic combat conversation. So thank you guys for enjoying it. We've got the next fight, which honestly somehow is worse than the last one we just broke down. I don't know how we got here, but we got here, right? It's even worse. Russian Ronda Alexieva versus Claudia the Duck Segula. It's probably from all the lip fillers that she got. She's probably working her way towards OnlyFans, if not already there. Irina, she's the most handsome fighter you've ever seen in the world. And I think she gets this done by submission. I think she's, under 2.5 is plus money. The fight goes is probably close to even money. I'm going to go Irina round 1, round 2 sub. She's violent. She's crazy. Maybe just round 1, round 2. But I think Irina finishes it.
See, now this is the fight where they have the line going, fight goes the distance at minus money, but I actually like it inside the distance.
Well, I'll agree with you on this.
Although, to be honest, I really do feel like that equity is solely Irina Alekseeva's anyway. So you might as well just take Irina Alekseeva inside the distance.
Is it
Claudia
really
Segula is terrible, and Alekseeva's never been finished. She is not a real fighter.
Yeah,
so double chance inside the distance, plus 170. Thank you. Next. What do you got, MadLab?
I think the only thing that Segula is good for is the Parker shoes under my bed. That's about it.
Very well. Very well.
I don't know, man. I like I said, this is like you guys said, this is another fight. It's probably worse than the other one. I think this is, I mean, even though the line is minus 280, I just don't see where Segula wins this fight. I really don't. I think she's she's going to be something to look at when she walks in there. Maybe she'll be put in some certain positions that we're all intrigued in. But I think this is Alekseeva's fight to win or lose. You know what I mean? And that's not saying much because I don't think she's really that good either. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going. Listen, fights like this, female MMA, lower level, I tend to just completely stay away from because it's so volatile. So much crazy shit can happen. But if you had to pick a side, you had to look for props, it would definitely be on the Alekseeva side. So I can get down with the Alekseeva inside the distance or Alekseeva by submission. I can get down with that.
Let's get down to business.
Oh, baby. I love it. We've got top tier Tajir Ulanbekov versus Azat Kazakh Maxim. Guru's digesting it. He's tasting it. He's seeing if he likes it. He's going to spit it out. He's not happy. The airplane landed, but the Guru's going to spit it out. He doesn't like it.
I don't love it. Top tier, I don't love it. It's just, you went with the alliteration, which I do like, but I don't like what
if I did top gear Tajir?
Better.
I love Ulanbekov, dude. He's my guy.
All right, Mike, take it away.
Yeah, you go, Mike.
So listen, a lot of people. I know Dan Tom when we were talking about it. He's a little iffy. He was never like a huge Ulanbekov fan. He was never a Ulanbekov truther. But I forget. I think he picked Ulanbekov, but I think he was like kind of nervous with this fight. And I'm not at all. I mean, I think Azad has good hands. I think that's where it ends with him. I think his takedown defense is a liability. I think if he gets put on the mat, I think it's Ulanbekov all day. And I don't put it past Ulanbekov to kind of work him on the feet a little bit either. He's long, he's rangy, he's got a very odd orthodox style to him. that can confuse you. And let's be honest, when like you're in there with these goofy foot guys, these guys that really don't do things, by the book, those are the guys that kind of give you trouble. The guys where you just can't like figure out. You're like, all right, well, why is he moving this way? And why is he not moving laterally like a normal, technical fighter would? He does everything to kind of his own merit. He's like a free floating bird. But when he gets onto the fucking mat, dude, he's nasty. He's got those long limbs. He's extremely flexible. And he's mindful of where he is, dude. Like he can figure out ways to grab limbs in positions you're not supposed to. Like he has these different exits and detours and outlets, and I think if Azak gets taken down, which he's going to get taken down in this fight, I think Gulin Bekov's going to sub him.
Amen. Sub. I can't decide 1, 2, 2, 3. It's probably just sub.
Yeah,
I don't need to get greedy.
Sometimes just do it that way. When you get too cute, like you take a round 2 sub, he subs in round 3. You're like, motherfucker.
Sub is plus 290. That's plenty of meat on the bones.
I'm so happy. On minus 455, we're getting plus 290 for the sub.
Yeah,
that's great odds.
I'll take that. That's very nice, actually.
Just by shits and giggles, what's a round 1 sub when they're still dry?
Let's get down. Hold on. Round 1 sub by itself is plus 700.
Whoosh. Plus 700. Ulan takes him right fucking down and just starts working a ninja choke.
Yeah, that's
2-3 sub is plus 600.
Oh wow, okay. You could probably pay. I guess you just take this up. But that's intriguing to me. When they're both dry, he just secures a takedown and maybe fucking latches something up.
Does he really actively shoot like that though? I feel like he's more comfortable to kind of kickbox a bit.
He is for sure.
Please don't do this. This is This is so funny,
bro. Look at that picture to the top left. She looks like a crow.
You know what's funny? Look at her Tapology picture because she has like long.
She was like
hair.
Billy Idol.
If you look at her Tapology picture, you might be actually surprised to see what she looks like.
Why? She look different than these pictures? She's
she's like Rose Namajunas with hair. It's like, oh wow, you might actually be pretty.
She looks like a fucking state trooper.
Yeah, dude. Look at her with hair. You gotta look at her Tapology.
License and registration.
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
Boy.
Who wants a mustache ride? All right. Yeah, sorry for the throwback there. I meant to. That was one of the.
Yeah, I mean, you could have brought up somebody's training photos instead. You threw it back.
Yo, you do. Yeah, I got to be honest. You do. You pull up the creepy photos.
Yeah. He's being fucking weird.
I background on his balcony.
Yeah. We're not looking for the conventional stuff here at Chronic Combat. All right. So Tajir by sub.
You for the next fight, you better have fucking Instagram ready.
Oh yeah, this
you better
is the
fucking
one.
get it ready.
So
the
all right,
hammer.
Guru?
Listen, no,
Yes,
here it is. Here it is. MadLab. Listen, we talked about it earlier. You've been a great guest tonight, but if you want to come back, you need to make sure you pick this fight correctly.
All right.
Because there's only one way to play this fight. No
that
pressure
was a great
at all.
sign.
There's a future champ among us. John Jones is not afraid of Tom Aspinall. He is afraid of Hamdi Abdelawab. Future champ. I'm telling you. He's going to win every single fight by split decision. It's coming. I promise you.
I bet you you go in his refrigerator right now. He's got a ton of Sabra hummus.
Yeah. They don't use Vaseline. They use the Sabra pre-fight.
He will win every single fight by split decision. It's coming, and it's coming here. But honestly, I'm playing 25 units on Hamdi Abdullah. No, listen. I mean, I what's the fight to go the distance? Is that decent odds?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, minus 205. That's beautiful. Honestly, there's probably some value on like Hamdi by KO or something, just because if Usman has been submitted before, I feel like his chin is kind of shit. I mean, this guy's the GOAT. He's running.
Oh my god! Oh no!
I like
pull up him and his girl. He's all coated up like Drake.
Hold on, because I'm sorry. I'm gonna paint the scene for you. This is Killer B. This is Oakhurst, New Jersey. Imagine
Yes.
you're in New Jersey with us. You're driving around on May 22nd on the highway. You see the divider out there, and Hamdi's in the parking lot.
I would have shit my. I would have pulled over and
I
asked for an autograph.
I would have hugged him. I would have done whatever I could to get a photo and autograph.
I will never forget cashing Dontel Mays
The fact
when
that
nobody was
The
on
fact that
Hamdi.
Hamdi is training at Killer B in New Jersey.
He's been there the whole time.
I want to live again.
But he's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
He's been there
Honestly,
since that Dontel Mays fight. He's been there the whole
Have
time.
we ever put it together? Have we ever? I
Yes.
mean, come on, dude. You're driving down
Yes,
the
it's
highway.
in our notes. I know
We're
this.
coming for blood.
I don't know why you don't know
Going down
this.
fucking the parkway and you see him doing that.
Come on.
Dude, can you please pull up him and his girl looking like
All right.
looking like a
I'm
fucking
sorry. I was starting
mafia
with the good
kingpin.
stuff.
He's fucking.
All right,
He's,
hold
good. He's doing that through the fucking.
Yo, look at my guy.
Oh, look at her. She looks like
He's
a fucking
winning,
little.
brother. Like,
She's
how
like,
do
you
you
know,
beat
she's
this guy?
fucking making him fucking
The
nice.
all white
right?
fit.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Why are you not
That's- I
following
just-
him?
It does not get any better than Hamdi Abdel Wahab. It's not just.
I'm
the-
like turned on at the moment. I can't even focus on breaking.
What
down
would
the
you
fight.
do? What if you do like 2 years from now, if he's not in the UFC, right? And you're driving on the parkway and you go to like the Raritan Toll Plaza and he's working the booth.
I'm letting him take my car, like whatever he needs.
Oh my God! He's showing up. He's built like a boxer fitness.
Yo, he can barely
Yeah.
fit in through. He's such a beefcake. He can't even fit through the door of his own gym. He's a fucking savage. It's Hamdi
is
any
the-
way he wants, so you can't. play
Oh
it.
my God! He does active
Bro,
cupping with like honey. Look at this guy. He's lathered up. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sorry. This one went off the rails, but this is what Chronic Combat is all about these days and all the time. It's about the beautiful things in life. And if you can't enjoy a beautiful man like Hamdi Abdel Wahab, then I'm sorry you don't belong here in this channel. But yeah,
So no pressure, MadLib.
Oosh.
yeah. Where's your breakdown on this fight? Now that we,
No pressure.
Listen, I was at the Apex Center. I was at the Apex Center when Usman fought Mick Parkin. Do you remember that fight?
oh yeah,
And I literally, I'm not even lying to you, bro. I was sitting next to my buddy, a couple guys that I was with, and I was like, dude, I literally want to take off my fucking shirt and go in there and fight for him. Like, it was so bad, bro. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And Mick Parkin was doing some nice things. He was throwing low kicks, but Usman just looked like he was stuck in peanut butter, bro. Like, he just couldn't do fucking anything, bro. And I'm saying, how in God's green earth is this guy in the UFC? How did anybody look at him and say, yeah, you know, we got to have this guy? I know that the heavyweight division is watered down big time, you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is he's just not fucking good. Like, he's just not good. Hamdi on the other end is, I think he has the potential to be decent because he's got a wrestling background.
What
but
did you just say?
he has the potential to be
Potential
decent.
to be future champ.
No, come on now.
Come on, dude. Jones is running.
Listen, he's the type of guy that he's like, I don't know, man. He doesn't do anything well, but if he utilizes his wrestling and realizes like this is what's going to get me, more wins than I have losses here, I think he could be serviceable, But it's just hard because you don't know if he's going to actually use his wrestling. And if he stays on the feet with Usman, I think it's going to be they both land like 5 fucking punches, bro. Like, it's going to be like one of those fucking fights where they're just staring at each other. I think he's got to kind of charge the pocket, get in on single, get in on the double. And even if you don't get it, Usman's going to fucking gas. Just make him wear your weight, make him fucking, feel your size, back him up. And then eventually in the second, third round, the mouthpiece is going to start coming out. He's going to start huffing and puffing. And like you said, any way you want. As long as you got the gas tank, any way you want. So I'm going Hamdi here. I'm going my boy, the fucking hummus hammer.
Fucking go.
yes.
But by decision, I'm going to say by decision.
Oh,
Yes.
it's gonna be split. It's gonna be split.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I love it.
all right.
Is it
And
plus
with that-
money? Oh, it's plus 125. I need it.
Oh yeah, and with that, you are officially invited back on the show. Congratulations.
Yes, without a doubt.
Passed the test. Guru, anything else to add here? Because I feel like we nailed it.
Hamdi future champ 2027. It's coming.
Nice.
Did they even have an odd for that? Did he even have odds for that?
No.
No.
He's probably not even on like this year's one because they don't even know who the fuck he is.
He reminds me of like Anthony Hamilton.
Nice.
Anthony.
Nice.
I don't know who.
You don't remember Anthony the Train Hamilton?
Hamilton. I thought you said
Yeah.
Hamilton. I was
No,
like, who's
Hamilton.
Hamilton? Yeah. No. Let me see. I'm looking up future champ odds. Futures. Heavyweight champ.
No way bro. If he's in there, I'll just hang up the phone right now.
You got to hang up, brother. Listen to me. He is plus. He's the highest odds of anybody you can bet on other
Over
than
Usman?
Wait. Yes, Usman has better odds than him to be champ, which is insane.
What?
Probably just because of the name. He's up there with Uran Saltyabayev, Ryan Spann, Lucas Bresky, Chris Barnett, Austin Lane, and Sean Sheriff. He is plus 100,000 to be champ next year. $1 wins you 1,000.
$1 loses you $1. He
You're
will forever live in our hearts.
Just because you're such a Hamdi guy, you should put like $10 on it.
I might put $1 because that would be plenty. But honestly, that's hilarious. I mean, how could Tai Tuivasa have better championship odds than Hamdi?
They would probably need.
He's about to be on a 3-fight winning streak here.
They're going to need to fight in Egypt for him to win a decision. For the
UFC Egypt. Come on, Hunter. Come on, Sean. Bring it to
his
Egypt.
wife will be one of the judges.
Yes, UFC Cairo coming to a pyramid near you. But hell yeah, this. Quite frankly, we're leaving it there. I don't think we could have done any better. We're live every Thursday, just like this. Just as much fun every time. 8 o'clock Eastern. I want to give a special shout out to the sponsor of Chronic Combat Conversations, Make the Bookies Pay. So in that light, before we give a final pass off, I think a 3-leg parlay for the boys, whatever you want to do to add to it, one person, 1 leg each, something throughout the show that maybe we agreed on, maybe you're feeling very strongly about. For me,
Hamdi future champ plus 100,000. That you can parlay that to anything you want on the card, guaranteed lock.
All right,
well, here we go though. We got Hamdi, Tajir. You can even add Alex Sava in there.
All right, hold on. You get one. Who are you putting?
I'm cooking right now.
Does it have to be
brother.
What
we all have to put a leg, line? Is what you're saying?
Yes, anything you want. Doesn't matter. It could be, I would say don't go worse than minus 150.
Okay.
All right, so Hamdi's my leg.
Well, Hamdi is minus 170. So you want decision?
No, I want Hamdi. I want to win money.
Hamdi is minus 170. I need minus 150 or better.
No, I don't like your rules.
All right, fine. We'll take Hamdi.
Yeah.
I don't need to argue. We'll take Hamdi.
Listen, okay, but this is especially why I want Hamdi, right? First fight of the night, we either have a leg cooked right away. I mean, like booked, or we can just recook the parlay.
Fair enough. Now, number 2 leg, Mike, you go ahead. Anyone on your mind?
Can I do a minus 155?
Let's take oral buy. Let's do it.
Oral buy.
Beautiful. Now let's close it out. We're all going with the Baja Blast. So you've got Hamdi, oral buy, and Ignacio Bahamondes plus 362 for the Make the Bookies Pay parlay. I hope you guys are cooking it up and having a good time this weekend.
Why Bahamondes? That's so risky.
like Hamdi isn't?
You have 5 units on Bahamondes, and you're gonna yell at me right now about the
risk. I have to yell at you just because you sounded too excited
about us cooking a parlay together. That was hot.
I had to take the wind out of yourself.
The only one that wins in that parlay.
He will.
Yeah, right.
He's the only one that's guaranteed to win. I'll tell you that much.
Actually, before we go, what is the split decision prop on that?
Let me tell you. What a great question to ask. That is
Guru the Musical coming to you at
plus 350 for the fight to just be a split itself. And I think we can bet him to win by split decision as well. Yes, we can. Him by split is plus 600.
Oh, wow. That's actually not a bad bet, dude.
He does it every time.
And
that's our prop of the week. And that is our prop of the week. I love it. That's amazing. So shout out to everybody for joining. Make the bookies pay. Yeah. Sponsoring the show. So we had to do something special today. You've got Hamdi, Miktabek Oral by Minty Bets, or Gorak, whatever your choice is, and Ignacio Baja Blast Bahamondes, plus 362. You can do the Hamdi split, +6, whatever. We're having a great time. Thank you so much, MadLab, for joining the show. This is truly a great time. Always love adding more people to the Chronic Combat family, including Make the Bookies Pay, who honestly, shout out for you to coming out and joining the show and being a sponsor. Legend.
I appreciate it.
Before we pass it off to Guru to do the proper outro, Mike, MadLab, what do you got to say for the people?
Listen, man, just like I said, when you're betting these fights during the night, do a slow burn. A lot of people throw everything out in one shot. There's nothing wrong with going fight for fight. Use your bankroll, go fight for fight, see where you're going, see how your units are playing. And then during the main card after the prelims, then you might be playing with some house money. You can up your units a little bit. You could play with a little bit of live. So there's nothing wrong with going fight for fight. You can lay out a blueprint of what you like, and then you can kind of play it from there. I'm not one to really I do, but I always scatter bets, depending on how the night's going. Like I'm a big into boxing. So sometimes I'll wait to see how the UFC ends up before I jump into the boxing. So other than that, guys, keep listening to these guys. These guys are very well informed. They know their shit. They dig into the props. A lot of guys just go for straight lines and unders and overs. These guys really, really dig. And listen, you don't hit these big props all the time, but when you do hit them, they're fucking sweet. And these guys seem like they're finding them. So I appreciate you guys for having me on, bro. I had a great time. I hope we can do it again.
Anytime. Mike, MadLab, seriously, man, thank you so much for being here. I had a wonderful time breaking it down with you. Had a wonderful time looking at TB Scouting MMA's Pornhub selection there with Irina Alexeyeva and Bogdan Grad. Really, just an incredible card. Seriously, shout out to Make the Bookies Pay one last time. Just killed it today. I mean, that's incredible stuff. Thank you guys all for being here. Please like, subscribe, share the video, share the channel, tell your friends. Make sure you're following my amazing co-host, TB Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Pickett, Instagram, Tapology, and BetMMA. And you can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Pickett, Instagram, Verdict, Tapology, and BetMMA. We will be back next week before a week off for July 4th weekend, right? Next week, International Fight Week. Ilia Topuria moving up to challenge Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Should be absolutely incredible. Cannot wait to watch this fight. I'm missing a Counting Crows concert to watch it, so I want to be there. So see you guys next week. Be safe out there, and let's make some money.